Hey guys, how you doing? This is AZ right here. As I said, this is the first episode that we're going to talk about in business, and it's going to be interesting for y'all. This is a thing or an episode exactly to talk about people who don't know where to go, what's their future, what they plan. I brought somebody in experience for us to show the pathway we should go to, and to make sure that everything is good and clear to everybody, and hopefully you guys could achieve some knowledge that you will understand, you will know in the coming future from this episode. Today we introduce Mr. Muhammad, a business owner, a businessman in Saudi Arabia, and he's coming from a long way till he showed up here. Thank you for coming also, Mr. Muhammad. It was so nice to meet you. It was so nice having you in this episode. It's an honor and pleasure. Mr. Muhammad, can you introduce yourself to the camera and to the people?
Thank you, Az. First of all, thank you for having me here. Very happy to be with you, and I hope I would be of a value for you and your respective audience. My name is Mohammed Hamid. I'm a managing director in Alvarez and Marsal. I lead the infrastructure and capital projects practice in Saudi Arabia, and I've been in the consultancy business for the last 17 years. I've started, just like probably at your age, started to think of the business. And yeah, I studied business administration early 2000s in Sudan.
Okay, so you come from Sudan, like originally?
Yeah. I did my bachelor and my postgraduate in Sudan, and then I did a couple of professional certifications, mostly from the US.
Okay. Before we talk about going post-graduation, I wanted you to say, before we go deeper into the topic, how was your experience in high school, moving from high school to college? How was your experience? How did you feel? And what did you think since you started to study business? Why did you choose that path?
It's basically, this is a very interesting topic to pick for today's discussion. I mean, I think this is very important, and this is a very important milestone in everyone's career, moving from high school, deciding on what university to get in, what kind of career you want to pursue, what kind of skill set and what kind of hobbies that the person. I mean, I believe that it's important that you match your hobby, what you like to do in life, with your future career. The secret for this, if you manage to do this properly, I think that would be perfect for everyone, and this is very important. So I believe this is a very sensitive time in the career of everyone to decide on where he want to go.
I see your point.
Yeah.
So basically, why did you choose business?
It was luck. And it was pure luck. I mean, I did my high school and my third year, I did a couple of times. I wasn't sure what I wanted. Basically, at the beginning, I wanted to study some sort of medical things, whatever.
Like a doctor, be a doctor.
Yeah. So
the usual.
The usual thing. You have to be an engineer, you have to be a doctor, whatever. And then on my second year of
college,
the same study, I had to repeat it because I wasn't sure what I want, and I got to know that there is a business, there is a college specifically for business. And I thought, I think my mindset is mostly related to business. So I was like, okay, let me get into that, and I found myself there, and I thank God that
you went that way.
Yeah, it was the right decision for me. But again, it was based on luck.
Why would you say luck? Why wouldn't you say that you got some experiences from the other colleges until you showed up in this college that you wanted to go to already?
It's as I told you, I didn't know that there is a business related kind of school. Yeah, my entire thinking was what my parents were for me, or what I hear from my parents, friends, the
doctor
community, and this is the main thing. And I think this is the point. I think people need some mentor and extreme mentor at this point of time specifically, because this is a turning point in the life of every person. Moving from being a student in this just a general thing to a specific thing where you need to shape your goals, objectives, where you want to be, what you want to be, what you want to do in life. So this is very important. So getting some mentorship, getting some advices, seeking around, okay, what does it mean? What I mean, deciding on the college, now means that this is the factor that will decide what you will do after college, okay? And after college, it's like, let's call it 40 years of your life. It's more than 60% of your life, assuming that we're talking about 60 years, the average age of a human being. So again, this is important, and it's important for everyone now to seek all the possible knowledge. It's not about the university, but thinking ahead how this reflects on your career. What does it mean? What kind of work will you do? Will it be enjoyable for you, or it's just like looking at IT looks okay for me, or uh, engineers looks for me. I like the title of engineer, so on so.
I see your point. So basically, you would say that people don't pursue their parents and decide by with their family's choices, but they should try to go for things that they love to do, or are they interested in that, as you would say?
Yes, let me tell you, okay, the second part of my story. So the first part was getting into the business kind of education. And then we had to specialize after the third year, sorry, after the second year, that you have to specify where you want to pursue accounting field or general management thing. So at the beginning, I wanted to do accounting. And I keep thanking God till now that, I didn't go for that. Yeah. And that was basically because of my grades didn't allow me to get into the accounting thing. But I did the management, and I'm very thankful that this is the path I pursue, or I was lucky to get into. Because after graduating for starting my career 2-3 years later, I thought that, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And this is very important. Now, it's 15 years, 17 years later, I enjoy what I'm doing. I make a good money out of it. And I'm getting the chance now to tell people what they should do. And basically, my job is to advise people. Yeah. So, as I told you, I've been working in Ernst & Young for 13 years. Our job is to advise major corporates, governments, different kind of institutions, and so on. So our role is to advise people now, and this is really, really something I have a passion about, and I'm happy that I'm into this career. But what is important is that it was driven by luck. And this is what I don't like for everyone. Luck is not always on your side.
I see your point. So, do you ever since you worked with the company as being a counselor, did you talk to people, or did you just show the directions and you just leave them to their choices, or what did you do exactly?
See, AZ, career and work life is completely different. I'm sure that you will have, you will get into this, okay? But it's completely different. I mean, the type of work that I do is it's all about consulting. It's all about advices, different type of consulting. We're setting directions for companies. We help them implement these directions. We help them fix a lot of the problems. And this is something, I mean, it's very wide. Okay, the consulting part of the business. We're kind of arrogant. We say we call ourselves consultants, and everyone else is
employees.
Industry.
Okay.
Everyone is employee. So see, you introduced me as a businessman. I am a businessman now because I'm a partner. I get I don't get salary, I get withdrawals.
Percentages.
But yeah, basically you get paid based on the profit that you make to the business.
I
Yeah.
see your point. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's I mean the consulting world is very big. Okay, this is something not everyone is familiar with what consultants do. But if I to summarize what I do is like, every company have employees. They do day-to-day business, being in marketing, finance, operations, HR, you name a few. Everyone have his own business to do. But if you want to transform these people or kind of department to a different level, definitely you cannot ask people to leave their day-to-day job and focus on transforming themselves. That's why you need a third party who coming from outside, see things differently, and advise you on how to do things differently, simply because they have the experience, most importantly, and they have the time to think about it and tell you, basically, this is the right direction to go. To answer your question, we advise people, and based on their wish, we help them to implement the advices.
And succeed the way they were
Absolutely.
supposed to go at.
Absolutely.
I was thinking about people that, for you as a businessman, how did you start your career as an employee, and then you moved the career steps? How did you, take it? Like, how did you get to it?
Again, for me, it's very simple, because I think for my I've always thought that I don't want to be an employee. I want to be a businessman where I get like I want to earn much money. Okay, like everyone do, of course.
Yes.
And I know that being an employee is not actually the answer for
Money.
for my ask. So again, I was lucky to get into the business where you have to start as an employee. You get all the skills and all the experience required, and then you get into a point where you get into partnership within the firm, and you get the distribution of profits. And this is there is some businesses like the law practices. Okay, this is something they do. This is very familiar. I mean, very popular kind of career. Law firms, accounting firms, consultancy, to name a few.
Okay, I see your point. So, taking shortcuts, because I know that you're going to leave soon, and we hope to see you again. And it's been a pleasure, as I said, taking the shortcuts.
Yeah.
I want you to say, before we complete the episode, is it necessary to go to masters? Because this is actually a question I wanted to ask. Should I go for masters, or should I just do certificates on the major I'm going or the industry I'm going to, so I could get better pay or the higher role? Or
Absolutely. So just before I answer this question, okay, and back to the topic of this episode, is like, it's very important now to think, and trust me, you need to think a lot about what you want to do, what kind of work, where you want to go, how do you see yourself, 20 years, 30 years down the road, where you have your family. I mean, you want to have enough money, you want to be rich, you want to be, kind of billionaire or whatever. Of course, everyone would say, yeah, we want to be rich and so on. But, you have to translate this into objectives and kind of link it to what kind of skill sets that you have, what kind of hobbies that you have. Try to match these together, yeah? And you need to ask a lot of questions. Trust me, this is the time where you need to ask everyone that he's working. You need to ask, the guy in the grocery, the doctors, the engineers, that everyone. You really need to understand what kind of job they do, okay? Because it's important. It kind of, it looks vague for now, but the moment you start your first job, you'll understand the actual work. How does it operate? This is my advice to you and to your audience, especially people at your age and maybe I wouldn't say that they need to think about this at your age. They need to start thinking about this ahead of that, basically. This is one.
Um, uh, Mr. Muhammad, I wanted to ask you that people, after we finish college, people start working, people start going to employment and thinking about it. People's might be different, and people say that you have to do professional certifications. You don't need the master's degree. You have to go sideways. You have to.
Yeah.
Some people say do both. Some people say it will take most of his time, and he will just get stuck at the position he is until he's lucky, as you would say, and then he'll get progresses up front in job sequences.
Great. This is a great question, actually. I would say you need to start the other way around. Okay, think about where you want to go. This is the question. So if you are into, medical business or engineering business or accounting or IT, of course you want to reach the highest level in each of the path, each of these careers or each of the path you will pursue. So you need to start from there. In life, there is two directions. You have to be either academic or professional. Okay? And even in professional, you need to decide on what kind of path you're looking for. So following after the bachelor, if you are to pursue the MBA is kind of general. MBA is good for engineers, that they are pure engineers, but they want to gain some management skills. So this is a path for them where you mix, being
Business,
the major, engineer, and post-graduation is business. So you mix two majors into one. So this qualifies you to be in a management role, in an engineering practice overall, whether construction, whatever mechanical engineering things related, chemical use, regardless of that. But overall, MBA is good for non-business students. This is number one. However, the master's is something that's the start of academic thing. So master's and PhD, okay, this is academic track, and then there is the professional qualification track. And this is something that you need to think about. If you want to specialize on something, then I would say professional qualification is your direction. And ultimately, if you are pursuing something, you need to pursue it professionally, not academically, unless you want to go, be a teacher, go into being a professor in a university or something like that. Yeah.
So let's say if I wanted to be a doctor, should I go for master's and then doctoral or stuff like PhD?
Let's say you mean doctor in the medical field.
Let's
right?
get, yeah.
Medical field. So you can be a doctor, you treat people, and you can be manager of a hospital, right? You can work on the World Health Organization, right? You can be a researcher in the medical field. So depends on where you want to go. So if you have a passion, of discovering things, then you don't need to go into these kind of professional certifications or advancement. However, if you want to be on a management side of things, like you run a hospital, run a group of hospitals, different kind of medical companies, then you need to mix your medical background with management, kind of skills. And this can be done through whether MBA is normally a general things for non-business students, but most importantly, there is some sort of specific certificates that you need to get to be specialized in managing hospitals. Example of that, I'll give you just one example. Thinking of, you need, and this is something that the MBA provides as well, you need to understand how you do accounting for medical equipment. Okay, you need to understand how to deal with people, the doctors that you will have in your hospital, right? And this is something that the MBA provides you the most.
So MBA is the best choice to do masters.
For non-business practitioners, I would say yes. This is something that can pave the ground for you, okay, to think about others. Okay. But, however, if you are an IT guy, okay, then you don't need really to do the MBA. There is project management, for example, and this is the norm now in Saudi Arabia, where everyone do the PMP certificate because everyone needs. Our life is different projects, yeah.
Yeah, I see your point.
So yeah. So again, it's highly dependent on what you want to do, what kind of career. If you want to be, if you are a IT geek, let's call it, okay, you love the technology, you love things, you want to be an inventor, you want to, just follow the professional certifications in the technology side, being a network engineer, being a programmer, or to name a few.
So and so. What about me doing this?
This is nice. I mean, like, this is first of all, I would encourage everyone, okay, to start thinking about establishing something, building their own thing. There is different type of people. There is people who, take conservative way, where they do continue their studies and professional certifications with education and everything, and then decide into pursuing businesses. And then there is different, the other part where they say, no, we are, risk takers. We don't think about this. We just follow
all the
this.
way.
And yeah, but, high risk, high return.
High risk, high rewards.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, absolutely. You might continue doing this. Okay, being one of the BBC, CNN kind of thing, or a famous YouTubers or whatever. But maybe you end up, walking on the streets doing nothing. Yeah, if it just didn't work out. Because here you don't have Plan B if you pursue this. What I would advise people normally is that study, get the business qualification, get your bachelor, start a career, and then this is a plan B.
This is the side hustle.
Yeah, and then you can go pursue your dreams. If it didn't work out, you can always come back, to your career and your educational background and so on.
That's your point. But, I trust my people. I know that they're going to support me, and I know that they're going to help me and go all the way with this.
Fingers crossed. Best of luck, my friend.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed, for coming. Any last advices to the people?
Again, this is for the people at your age, AZ. I would encourage everyone, think and think and think and think wisely. Okay, don't limit your thinking. Think about, look at people, how did they reach? Look at, inspiring stories. Look at people, and don't take specific inspiring stories. I don't want, think of, everyone like Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. He did not study, and there are few people of this. Okay, the majority is the rest of the world.
I see your point.
Yeah, so you need to think a lot, give it a good time, think about it wisely, and decide on what you want to do.
Best of luck to everybody thinking about going to college or thinking about starting a new career or a new field. I would like to thank you, Mr. Mohammed, for coming to my podcast. I've really enjoyed. I've gained some experiences, and hopefully they did as well. I would say have a nice day. Enjoy your flight because you're leaving soon. And I'll see you again.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me here. And I hope I've added any of a value to you and your audience. And yeah, looking forward to have further discussion, inshallah.
All right, I'll see you soon. Hey guys, as I said, this is Azui right here. And I will say be safe, stay there, hang on, and we'll see you guys later. Have fun.